And now, let's talk about a subject that concerns the future, the balance and the sustainability of our health system. The French health system is known as one of the best in the world, especially in terms of access to care. But it is also one of the most expensive, according to the latest OECD report on health. Despite a relative decline observed over last years, French health expenses have steadily continued to increase, reaching 70% of GDP last year. Thus, it seems reasonable to doubt the efficiency of health policies pursued for many years. For example, the national goal of health costs, voted every year by the French Parliament, fails to really bend the inflationary curve of health spending. In this climate of extreme budgetary stress, French government has to explore new ways of thinking the system. Actually, politicians have to deal with many issues to remain the system efficient and sustainable, and overall to maintain the equity of access to care for everyone, which is the keystone of the French health system philosophy. To help us to understand those different issues, the students of Université Dauphine organized 2 conferences in June, dealing with very interesting topics such as organization of care, ways of funding the system, or the necessity to make medical and economical assessments to improve quality of care and performances. The first one will concern the ethical and economical issues raised by innovating therapies. Particularly, the equity of access to advanced care and therapies will be discussed. The second one will focus on issues related to the creation of a care pathway in France. The main stakeholders concerned by both topics will participate to the conferences: representatives of patient associations, regulation authorities, pharmaceutical industry, and also physicians, researchers, and economists will attend to these events. What about therapeutic innovation? New therapies are the fruits of advanced research and production, and therefore arrive today as many new answers to the expectation of patients and medical profession. But they are also a great challenge for our public finances. These new therapies are today debated because their development costs are much higher than classical therapies for a treatment benefit concerning more targeted population and therefore fewer patients. The combination of these 2 parameters gives these new drugs a status of expensive and personalized treatments. In a context compounded on one hand by the need to reduce public spending and on the other hand by the need to allow an equal access to care for everyone, the arrival of this kind of therapies creates new issues. During the oral communication and the roundtable which will close the discussion, the stakeholders will try to answer this question. Is our health system able to sustain such individualized and expensive therapies? Is the clinical benefit important enough to bear this burden to the community? How these new personalized therapies may induce a break in the organization of care and financing. The second topic, what is a care pathway? A care pathway can be defined, according to the English Royal College of Nursing, as an anticipated care placed in an appropriate time frame, written and agreed by a multidisciplinary team. That means that the patient is placed at the heart of care system and that all professionals of care are organized around him. Indeed, clinical pathways promote organized and efficient patient care based on evidence-based practices. This organization is also one of the main tools used to manage the quality in healthcare concerning the standardization of care processes. It has been shown that their implementation reduces the variability in clinical practices and improves health outcomes. But is the current French health system able to establish such an organization? Is it really possible to improve performances with a care pathway? These 2 key issues will be illustrated by an experiment conducted in the field of Alzheimer's disease. Both conferences will take place in the Raymond Aron conference room of the Université Dauphine from 8:30 to 1 p.m. on Tuesday 3rd of June for the one dealing with care pathway, and on Tuesday 24th of June for the conference about therapeutic innovation. The debates will certainly be exciting. The survival of health system is at stake. And now the weather forecast.